Summer, berries, and farmers market, and the outdoor fun we all have, they all go hand in hand. So that's exactly what I wanted to recreate here in this YouTube collab loop group video. And if you would like to find out how I set up these fun interactive pages, you might want to stick around. What's up everyone, this is Priya here. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning. And if this is the first time, thank you so much for stopping by. Here I share tips, ideas and inspiration to make your planner and journal spreads pretty and functional. This is the last setup we have here, and this was for the yellow theme where I made some decorative elements out of some functional elements which we normally don't use much. So this is my creative journal, the square journal from Arch and Olive, and I have a few summary sticker books because our theme again is berries. So these sticker books, one is an older one which is very well used and the other one is a brand new one, and I have some of the summer elements in this sticker book also, along with a whole lot of washi tape stickers, and some of these are just perfect for the theme, and this being a veggie and a fruit garden, and it could be gardening related, it could be a farmer's market theme. And let's get to our setup, and I have a portion of my scrap papers from all the Dutch dolls I have done out. And I had multiple ideas in mind for this theme. So sorry, things are falling all over the place. And I will have the exact names of all the products I'm using in the description for you. And I will also get to the concept of the YouTube collab loop group if you're not familiar with it. But Lisa Marie, or creatively Lisa Marie as she's known across all the social media platforms, is the lady behind all the YouTube collab loop group videos that you see. So can you see all the possibilities with these tapes? And I just wanted to bring some outdoor fun, some farmers market. I almost went ahead and set up a fruit stand for the farmers market, but then I wasn't sure if it would be a whole lot of work bringing in all the different mediums, and I was very honestly in addition on a time crunch as well. So I am getting ready for a trip which I will be obviously getting ready for. So I have my summer journal set up that will be coming. So let me know in the comments if you would be interested in seeing something like that. And I'm going to have a few fruit stands here. Some of those cards are just perfect. And I wanted to recreate these in a bigger scale, if you know what I mean, with a lot of interactive elements thrown in, but looks like I am going this route. And I just wanted to bring in a farmer's market. So this turned out to be in a much smaller scale. And I have a lot of these washi tapes which were recently sent to me. And I have the full unboxing of all these if you want to check that out. And some of these have cafes, and some of these have outdoor seating arrangements, and some of these are just perfect because you are most likely going to see them close to a farmer's market if you were to visit one. And let me know in the comments if you have been to a farmer's market this season. A lot of towns and counties already start with their farmers markets towards spring. So it is a great way of meeting local producers and getting to buy from them, because you don't have to worry about the shipping cost, and you're already supporting the local folks. So that's something amazing as well. So here I'm creating a brick wall, and the brick washi is from Goat Girl Goodies. And I'm trying to create a platform or a display, you can call it displays too. And I'm trying to create a space for all the produce to be displayed, and that is where the interactive elements will come in. So you can watch me put together the display or the different stands. And there are a whole bunch of baskets, and there are some more of those display cards, which can always be useful. And let's quickly get to the concept of the YouTube collab loop group. If you're not familiar with it, you may be joining me through my channel or somebody else's channel. It doesn't matter how. So, welcome if you are joining me from another channel. Thank you for stopping by. And you start with one of us who are in a continuous loop, because the loop list is usually made by Lisa Marie, and she gives us all a theme to work with. And for this time, the theme is obviously berries. And you continue with whoever you started with, and you follow along. In an ideal world, you will have watched the video in its entirety. You will have subscribed to their channel, dropped them something positive, something sweet in the comments, give them a thumbs up, of course, and you go down to their description and you will see the next person whose video is linked in the description there for you to watch. So you continue on and you end back at exactly where you started with, and you will have completed the entire loop. And it's a great way of discovering new content creators who you otherwise may not have stumbled upon. And again, the theme is the same, but the interpretation is totally up to the individual person. So you will be amazed at the variety you get to see between different brands, different setups. It may not even be a planner setup altogether. So be ready for surprises with every setup. And here I usually come and do my creative journal setup. So that is where we are. So coming back to our spread, I'm going ahead with the interactive part of our Touch Door now. So as you can see, I'm creating the slits or the gaps in between, because I'm obviously going to bring in some interactive elements. And the self-healing cutting mat is always handy. And I'm using the gyro cut. And before that, I use the X-Acto knife. So I'll link all the products for you. And the gyro cut is a very versatile tool. You can have all sorts of creative paper crafting done using the gyro cut. And I have linked the product for you. And I also have my Amazon storefront linked, which has very well put together lists for stationery and journals and supplies and all the different mediums I like to use. And this is the next tape, and this has a lot of the pickle jars and all that, which are always a common sight in the farmers market. So let's bring in some of those for display, but we need to pick the elements for the actual interactive elements, which I don't think I will use from these tapes. So let's go to the Live Love Posh sticker book. And there are lots of berries in here. And this is the book that has been very well used, but the berries are mostly still left. So that's a great way of using some of the ones from the older sticker books. And my code Priya10 can earn you 10% off at Live Love Posh, Arch and Olive, where the journal obviously is from. It's a 160 GSM journal, nice and thick, perfect for all your creative ideas. And for Washi Tape Shop, Planything, Mojo Jojo Plans, and a few other shops. And I'll have all that information in the description for you. So let's see. We did use one of that sticker just to bring in some interactive fun elements for the backdrop, because usually the farmers markets are all outdoors and they have beautiful weather, of course, in if you are lucky to be in one of the areas where you get all four seasons. This is the perfect time to be stepping out, spending some time with family and friends. And let's see, we will now need something for the distant view, which will go up at the top. And we also need to bring in the berries, which I'm thinking of using the interactive elements for. And these are going to be the sliding elements or the peekaboo kind of cards that you can journal in. And let me know if you would have interpreted the theme differently, or what would you have done? Would you have gone on a berry picking trip? Would you have gone on a berry picking trip in your spread because the weather doesn't quite permit you to? I'm just curious. So coming back to our YouTube collab loop group theme, the process again is very straightforward. So please do not forget to check out the next person's video, which will be linked in the description. And if at all you ever want to join any of the loop groups, please reach out to Lisa Marie and she will definitely accommodate you. And I understand that there is always a loop group that drops every week. And I believe she is introducing a junk journaling themed one, which is gaining popularity. And if you are curious to join, please DM her. She's tagged below. So let's see, we are creating this interactive pocket card. And those will, as you can guess, will go inside where? You will see. And the entire playlist for all the different themes I've done for the YouTube collab loop groups are given here. You can check it out. And looks like we have a small issue with the sizing. So I'm going to reduce the width of the card. And this is where it will go. And I think we'll have to, trim it a tad bit more. So it's a great way of discovering new folks, as I mentioned. And in this very competitive world of YouTube, the visibility is the hardest part. So every time you interact with any of our videos, it is amazing what it does to the algorithm and the visibility, and it just lets the YouTube know that we are all doing a good job. So it's a great way of supporting growing YouTubers. So I'm going to recreate the same effect in a couple more baskets. And you can see how you can use your scraps, and you can also bring in some fun touches. And I wanted to keep it fairly simple and less complicated. So that's why I went for a simple theme and not go for a full-fledged, like a farm stand with interactive fruit baskets and such. I had a lot of ideas in mind. And this is going to be the next one, and this is using the kraft paper. So the kraft paper is something I really love to use. It's a different kind of creativity that you get to explore. And I have a full playlist of the craft paper journals I have done, and they are the pocket sized. So it is a great setup, and it is a different kind of setup. So it looks like the craft paper and some of the non-white pages are gaining popularity, like the ivory, for something who wants something less white and less bright, I must say. So there goes our next one, and let's trim it a bit more. So the Arch and Olive is coming out with a version 3 for their everyday collection, which drops on July 8th, the same day this video will be dropping. At 9 a.m. Central, they will have their everyday launch, and they have some amazing products coming, just like every time. They knock it off the park every single time. And it's going to be a lot of exciting stuff, because they even have their album kind of set up for all of you who are into junk journaling these days, because junk journaling is really, really gaining popularity. So that is something you should be looking at. And they have it in multiple sizes for all of you who need all that extra space once you start using the journals. Because even for scrapbooking, I believe that extra room will be helpful. So that is a very, very smart idea from Arch and Olive to bring that out. And I'm trying to see if I can fit in that blueberry, which looks very odd in that different size, because the blueberries are bigger than the cards themselves. So that's kind of, yeah, unrealistic, but I think I'll pass for now. And let me know what berries you love the most, and if you love berries at all, because I know not all of you are into loving berries and eating them when they are available fresh. Back in the US, I used to love the summertime and all the berries that used to ripen, and we used to go berry picking, and it was so fun. And let's fill some of these carts and some of the display units now. And we have those pickle jars, which just complete everything. And some of the herbs are also out there. And this is somewhat a good representation of a farmer's market. Not entirely, because there will be other local artisans like a baker, a florist, and there are lots of those elements which also come in, but because of the lack of space, I don't think I should bring everything in. And I wanted to just share like a picnic scene as well, but I'm not sure it goes well with what I currently have going on. And we will also now come and add some more of the elements to the other side. And the tweezers, the scissors, they're all from Journal Say, just like that paper trimmer. And let's trim some part of the asparagus, because it needs to fit in that bucket right there. And I think that does look perfect with that 3D effect coming when it sits in there. And I think the strawberries can also fit in there. I'm trying to very deliberately pick fruits and less of the vegetables, but I don't mind throwing in a bit of the vegetables in between. So that's why the herbs and the asparagus came in. And as you can see, the strawberries are coming out of that bucket, which I'm not sure I have personally seen, but I've seen it coming off the strawberry plants, which when the kids were small and we were there in the US. And when my kids were toddlers, we used to take them berry picking and they used to love. And I used to grow strawberries because the weather was really good. I was in California at that time, amongst all the other different places I've lived in the US. The California weather was really perfect for the strawberries, and my kids used to have so much fun. When they got up in the morning, they used to be excited going out into the garden and seeing what berries are out that day. So it's a learning process for them too, and a fun thing to do as soon as they wake up in the morning. And you can see how I'm trying to bring in the blackberries also, which otherwise was missing in the page. And I love all berries, maybe not the currants, which are already there on the page. And I maybe have not had good ripe currants. Whatever I've had were just not great. They were like so sour, and I had a very difficult time finishing off the handful that I took, and I hate wasting things. So I did manage to get it inside my mouth and I did eat it, but it was not a very pleasant experience. Let me know if you have had really good currants. And there goes our blackberries. And these are just simple interactive elements you can add to your spreads. And let me know if you have tried something like this, or would you try something like this now that you see how simple it is. And this is going to be the interactive element part of it, because the buckets on the right page were really not made into interactive elements. So it was fine. And I'm trying to see if I should add a couple more extra currants to this cluster, because the craft paper is very visible even through the interactive part. And let's just trim off that edge so that it can slide in perfectly. Yeah, that's good. So I think our interactive elements are pretty much done. Let's put this back. And these stickers are very well used, as in I've done lots of spreads using that sticker book, the fruits and florals. I've done multiple setups. And if you would like to see how I pick elements for my spreads and what themes are coming up and what products I like to bring in, please make sure that you check out the membership options. I have the details given for you if you want to come support me. And I really appreciate every single one of you who uses my affiliate links and codes every time. I really, really appreciate you. You have no idea how much it means when you take the time to support me. And I'm creating a city scene for the backdrop. You have the skyline and you have some water, maybe like a lake or a pond, something in the backdrop. And we also need some more of those floral bushes. And I'm trying to see if we should bring in something else as well here. Maybe not, because I did not want it to interfere with the basket and the interactive elements we have planned for this part. And the floral bushes can always be brought in the remaining space. And Do you have any plans for summer travel? Let me know in the comments, because I know this is a time when the schools are all having their break and the kids are all free and they really need to spend some of their energy. So that is a time when a lot of folks think of traveling. And this is the garden part of the whole farmers market area. And you can see how there are lots of these elements which always come in handy when it comes to creating that scene. And I don't think so that scrap will have to wait, and we will definitely bring in some of the flower arrangements, and we have this seating area which can be there. Yeah, that looks good. It's coming together pretty well. And let me know if you have watched a lot of videos in the same theme already. Are you in the process of completing the loop? I'm just curious. And are you enjoying the different interpretations? Please fill me in. And you can see how I'm bringing in the different components and moving things around a bit so that we can make sure it looks visually appealing. The lampposts and all those are just fun elements. And let's secure the page for the interactive elements. And you do something as simple as this because you just need the space for the interactive element to be able to glide through, and the rest of the area can all be stuck to the page underneath. So when you turn the page, this is what you have, and that's our interactive element. And for this side, we have two of those pockets, and those are, again, just be careful, do not stick the cards in there. And I wanted to do something simple, so that's why I decided to go this route. And let me know if you liked this idea and how you may have interpreted something like this. So that is our farmers market pretty much all done. And I seriously debated between leaving it as is or just creating an additional space for me to write something, write a few things. And I almost went ahead and made an extra page, but decided against it. And let's now bring in some of the finishing touches with the butterflies and the crows flying around. And we have a lot of those butterflies and crows, and those are perfect filler elements for any spread. And you can see how we can throw them in as and when you think it's needed. A few here, a few there. And I did not want to bring in more components, but as you can see, there are a lot of smaller elements which can be brought in. And you have, yeah, I think that's perfect for that space with there. Yeah, that's really pretty. Let's see. We need some more crows for this side too. And these elements are just so thin, but you mistake them for being fragile, which they are not. So this is the pre-cut versions are just so easy to use. And it is, again, a simple way of bringing those fun elements, but without adding any bulk to the spreads or the pages, because I absolutely hate it when the pages are too chunky and the journal itself gets impossible to write in. And I also wanted to have like a title, if you know what I mean. So I'm using the Pigma Micron and I'm going to write Welcome to the Farmer's Market. And I'm using the Pentel Sign brush pen also. So I have a name for the town as well. Why not, right? And this is going to be the title for the banner part. And I had to look up how to draw a simple banner. So I'm going to look it up, and here I am. And I could have used a bit more space, but given that we didn't have much, I think it was fine. And we had some of that hanging strings. So we are calling that the title. So now I want to bring in my final finishing touches, which are always useful. And I love when we can bring in that fun touch using the Distress Oxide. And let's see, let's grab some scrap piece of paper to just dab off some of the extra ink we have. And this was something I'd been using as a scrap for some time, so that paper was right there on my table. And let's also bring in some of the blue for the sky, the water. And I think that does pull the whole spread together. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you like this. And please let me know how you would have interpreted the theme yourself. And thank you so much for watching. Please do not forget to check out the next person's video, which is linked below. And please subscribe to all our channels and support us and show us all the love. And I hope you find all the links, codes, shops, releases, all that useful information in the description. And thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in the next one. Bye.